So fangen wir an.
Nice, relaxed, deep breathing extensions. So we're going to extend as we breathe in, and we're going to flex as we breathe out. So we're just going to do 5 with your breath, with your own timing, and take it nice and slow. So nice deep breath in, expand the rib cage, and breathe out and come into like a fetal position. Really try to feel the mid back pulling you backwards when you're extending. So try to pull your elbows down, lift the chest up, support the head. And then as you breathe in, keep the chin tucked. Perfect, so the last one we're going to breathe out. Shake off, and we're just going to come forward into an upward dog position. So just nice arms up. Straight with the arms, and you're going to take a breath in, and you're going to lower yourself to a lying position, and then you're going to breathe out and breathe yourself back up. As you breathe in, come back down to the bottom. And then again, breathe out, press back up to that downward dog. Again, we're just going to do 5 of these. So it's kind of the opposites of breathing in on the way down. Out on the way up. So another 2 more here. Really trying to pull those shoulder blades back, lift the chest here. Let the hips stay on the ground. And last one. So pause in this last position for a second. You can rotate side to side if you want to. And we're actually going to come on over now to our back. So we're going to lie. All right, keep our back now. Arms out either side. Bring the heels in towards the bum. Keep the knees together, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to let the knees drop, first of all to our left hand side, all the way down. Breathe out as the legs drop. Breathe back in, breathe them up to the top, and then drop to the other side. Here we're going to try and keep our shoulders nice and planted into the ground, and just let our lower back do the moving. Should feel this one is quite nice at just releasing. It's a lot of tension, all that compression that if you're sat down or something in the day, standing a lot as well. So we're just going to do 5 of these per side. So this is number 2. So we should have started on the left hand side, so this will be number 3. Moving on to the right hand side. Again, just do this in your own time. I'll take some pauses between stretches so you can catch up. Not doing anything too intense. So that's number 4. And last one, number 5. So on this one, you're actually going to pause, but I'm going to turn around so I can face the camera. So back to that position, we're going to pause on this left hand side. I want you to bring your left arm out and I want you to turn onto your side. So we're going to face the camera. Here you can get a pillow if you want to. Let me get a pillow. I want to be comfortable when we're doing this. So you get your pillow. We're going to stay in that kind of tucked up position, that fetal position. Hand out to the side. We're just going to do some thoracic rotation. So to start with, you're going to breathe out and you're going to reach the hand forward. Then from here, you're going to take a nice deep breath in, stroke with the hand all the way across the chest, driving the elbow of the other hand down towards the ground. You're also going to make sure that you're keeping these knees connected with the floor at the same time. So we're going to get a nice twist in the torso, and then you're just going to breathe out. You can stroke the hand all the way down and reach as far as you can away from you. We're going to do 5 of these per side. So you're going to breathe in, keep those knees down, rotate, pull the hand, the elbow back towards the ground, and breathe out. I'm not going to try and talk too much so you know what you're doing. Just keep doing it with your own breath rate.
Voll entspannen.
So last one here. So as you come back, now for this one, you guys can just roll over, face the other way. I'm gonna turn around so I'm still facing you and you can see quite easily. You're gonna start with the left arm on top now. So remember, tuck up into that sort of fetal position. The more you tuck up, the more intense or the harder your body has to work to rotate, but that's not always the goal here. So again, reach away from you with that left arm. Breathe in, pull across, keep those knees planted, drive the elbow down, and then breathe out. Return again. We're going to do 5 on this side as well. Nice deep breathing. You can take more than 1 breath per rep if you want to. If you want to spend a bit more time in that stretch, you might find that one side's a little bit tighter than the other. So last rep on this side. Move that pillow just away to the side. Turn onto our back. Just going to bring the knees up and just give ourselves a hug. Again, we're just going to take a couple of breaths. This is not yoga, by the way. Perfect. We're going to come now to a seated position. So we're going to place our left leg on the floor, so as if we're about to go into a cross leg position, but we're not going to cross our right leg just yet. We're just going to take our left leg, we're going to bring the right leg over that knee, so in a slightly twisted position. Then going to drop that left shoulder down towards the ground. So we should now feel a stretch on this right glute, and we're simply going to hug that leg. If you're a little bit more up here, that is fine. The goal is to try and get that shoulder down towards the ground. We're just going to hold this one for a good 5 and a bit breaths. So just pull yourself in, get a nice hug going, try to pull your chest towards your shin, sit back into it. Again, looking for that stretch on the right glute. And just breathe. Over this time, you can look to try and shift that shoulder down further towards the ground. But again, this should be kind of a relaxed stretch. We're not necessarily pushing it on max range of motion here. Just one more breath on this side. When we come back to it, we're just going to swap sides. So you're going to bring right leg underneath as if we're going to sit. So right leg is down now, left leg comes over, You're gonna drop right shoulder down, sink into it, give our left leg a nice big hug. Just breathe, trying to get that right shoulder down towards the ground. About 5 deep breaths here. Inch a little bit deeper each time. So last breath here. Come back up, we're going to stay seated. I'm just going to bring our feet together in front of us, hands behind you to support yourself, chest nice and upright. I'm just going to let our legs drop into butterfly position. I'm just going to hold this very briefly. So you can rock a little bit from side to side. Use the glutes slightly to feel like you're going to pull the knees down towards the ground. And now we're just going to move to some hamstrings. So for the hamstrings, you're going to need a slightly slidey floor, some form of lack of friction. I'm just going to move the edge of the mat here. You may have seen this before. It's been in the latest hamstring flexibility one, but we're going to do what is called a pike hug slide out. So you're going to start in a kneeling position. You're going to walk forward with the hips, so you feel like you're sitting on top of your hamstrings, not grounded on your glutes. From here, you're just going to take hug your legs, and we're just going to let those feet begin to slide out. Now again, the main focus here is keeping this chest in contact with these thighs. I don't want to see you just like let the legs slide away and then lose that contact. We want to keep that hug nice and tight the entire time. So we're just going to keep sliding. Once we get to a point of stretch, we're just going to pause. We're going to try and pull the feet back slightly into the ground. So we're going to breathe in as we do this. Just pulling those heels down to the ground. Breathe out. I'm just going to try and slide a little bit deeper. I'm going to do 2 more of those. So pull those heels into the ground. Keep pulling. Breathe out. Basically, you want to do that pulling sensation, the active sensation as we're breathing in. Try and breathe out and sink deeper as we go further. If you get to the point where your arms are stopping you, you can move to have the hands around the feet. So then again, we're going to do one last one. We're going to breathe in, pull the heels down towards the ground. And then try to relax a little bit deeper. Again, you don't want to lose contact with that chest and the thighs. Make sure you're nice and supported the entire time. Last position, we're just going to breathe for 2 nice deep breaths. You can come out of that one slightly. Shake it around a bit. We're then gonna hop ourselves up into a bit of a lunge position. And we're gonna lunge first of all with our right leg forward. So we're gonna drop that left leg into a lunge. We're just gonna twist into that right hand leg. So we're gonna let the knee drop out to the side. We're gonna feel like we're twisting, so we're a little bit more side on towards our body. We're gonna feel more of a stretch going into the hip, but also a little bit into the lower back and the side, our obliques. I'm just going to hold this a second. Feel a nice stretch over the hip flexor, and again, just deep breathe in here. Just going to take 3 breaths. maybe we're just going to come up a little bit more to central. This would be actually a good time to grab a support. So if you have a chair here or something, I'm just going to use my upright bolster, something that I can just like sit into a little bit. It's going to keep me a bit more upright. So I'll give you a few seconds to grab that. But essentially, we're just going to do a little bit of hip flexor stretching in this position. So we're just going to give you another 5 seconds. Make sure, one, we're staying nice and upright. Number two is we're thinking about getting this left hip pushing towards our base of support, our target. If we feel that the right leg is in the way, you can again just let the right leg drift out to the side and focus on pushing this back hip forward. So get into a nice comfortable level of stretch. First of all, we're going to try and pull the knee of this back leg. So we're going to try and pull it towards us. We're going to pull it forward. We're not going to move anywhere. Just going to try and pull, hold for 5 seconds, and then breathe out. Try to push the hip forward and sink deeper into the stretch. So I'm going to do 2 of those. So again, I'm going to pull the knee forward as we breathe in, breathe out, sink a little bit deeper. I'm just going to move my leg a bit deeper into this one. So last one here, so we're going to pull that knee forward, actively feel it pulling. 2 and 1, breathe out, sink a little bit deeper. I'm just going to hold this last stretch position for a couple of breaths. Perfect, we're just going to come out of that. Move this support to the side for a second. We're going to need it when we're doing the other side, but first of all, we're going to do that sideways one. So we're going to bring left leg forward, drop that knee back, right hand to the side, drop that right hip down, twist into the front leg, and then chill. Looking for that stretch over that right hip flexor into the right oblique, right left hand lower back. Again, 3 nice deep breaths here. Last one here. Come back into that center position. Get your support to lean on, whether that's the side of the sofa, whether that's a chair. Lean on into it. Let that knee drop out if it has to. Sink that hip down. And then we're going to do a few of the reps of that PNF. So we're just going to try and pull the knee up towards the support. 3, 2, 1.
Wie es aussieht.
Hip now more towards that support. Again, so we're going to do the pulling when we're breathing in, relaxing as we're breathing out. So pull again, breathe in. 2, 1. Breathe out. Try and sink deeper. Again, remaining quite upright when we're doing this one. Breathe in, pull. 2, 1. Breathe out. Sink deeper. We're just going to hold this last one for a couple of deep breaths. That is that one. We've got 2 more stretches for you now today. So the next one is going to be pancake related. Now, I realize some of you are going to have an issue with this one, so if you're a little bit tighter, we can do our pancake on an elevated surface, like this bolster, for example, and with bent legs. So this, for example, is not a bad pancake position. It means we can come forward. Doing this sat on a sofa, sat on a chair, something like that is great, but you want to make sure you have some support in front of you. So for example, I'm using this bolster. So I can just sit now into the stretch. I'm going to wedge my bolster in, so the bolster is going to support me from going any deeper into the stretch position, so I feel supported and I can relax. I want to have a light stretch, a reasonable amount of stretch here, but I want to make sure I'm being supported comfortably. So I'll give you 10 seconds or so to get yourself set up in the correct position, whether that is going to be, if you're on the floor and you're close, you can bend the legs slightly, or as I said, you can sit up on the sofa or an elevated object. So get a position that is hard for you but comfortable enough and that you feel supported. If you now have a partner or a child or a dog or something reasonable in weight, you can get them to lie on your back because you're supported by this object. It just helps kind of with the gravity and the vector of this situation. But essentially, we're just going to lie here and we're going to breathe. So we're going to do, again, a few reps of PNF. So we're going to do our PNF. We're going to try and squeeze the legs together, but we're also going to squeeze down into the floor. So nice, about 30-40% effort, not too hard. Squeeze down into the floor and together as you breathe in. 2 and 1. As you breathe out, we're going to try and relax a little bit deeper into the stretch. Again, we're not pushing max effort here. We should just feel a stretch. And then what we're trying to do is we're trying to feel that stretch reflex dissipate and go away. So it should feel, as we get towards the end of this, that there's not much resistance from our body to be in this position. So again, we're going to squeeze down and in as you breathe in. 2, 1. Breathe out. Try to relax. Try to feel that stretch sensation go away. We'll do one more. So we're going to squeeze down and in. Breathe in. And breathe out. And we're going to hold this final position for 2 to 3 nice deep breaths, and we're going to move on to the final stretch.
Yeah.
So final breath here. And that is our stretch done. From here, we're still going to need this bolster and the support, but we're going to set up now what is known as a hero pose. So this one's going to vary per person. I'm just going to throw a couple of overlays so you can see, because I'm not going to have the equipment or the setup that I can do, but for a lot of people, what will work nicely is having a support underneath the hips, so we can go back into the kneeling position, and then being able to lie back onto a sofa or something that's going to support us a little bit higher. If you're more flexible, you can drop the hips down and you can lie onto something that I've got here, like a bolster. Whatever it is, it needs to be comfortable. It shouldn't, again, be max effort. We're going to sit here for a good deep 5 breaths, 60 seconds. So make sure you can sit there comfortably. We don't want to be feeling uncomfortable like we're squirming around in that position. So hopefully, as I've been talking, you've managed to get yourself into some form of setup. If not, just pause the video. I'm personally going to use this one. I'm just going to lie back. And again, we're going to breathe in this position. We're not actually going to do anything here. We're just going to breathe. So I think for myself, I just need to bring this a little bit closer. So again, should feel a nice stretch over the hip flexors. Potentially a little bit of a release.
Meine Beine sind nicht auf
Especially
dem
if you're
Boden.
doing it on, like lying on a sofa or an elevated object. I'm just going to breathe.
Oh shit.
5 or more deep breaths.
Jesus. Ja, der ist ja komplett nach hinten. Ah. Ja.
Lovely. I'm going to call the stretching routine
Werbung.
If you're comfortable, if you're having a good time, if you're feeling
Jetzt.
you're chilled out, feel free to stay in that position longer. But otherwise,
Das Video ist gleich vorbei.
the routine. If you enjoyed this video, as always, you can hit that thumbs up button, support the channel. Whilst you're down there, you can also hit that subscribe button. Make sure you don't miss out on any more future videos, future follow-alongs that will be uploaded on this channel. And if you want to follow my updated at-home program for those of you stuck on lockdown, quarantine, whatever it is, I will be linked in the...
So. Aber das am Ende war ja voll schwer. Dafür braucht man noch mehr Übung. So. Als nächstes mache ich 10 Minuten vor auf meiner Nike Training Club App. Direkt weiter. Hört man das? Egal. So, erstmal hohe Plank, 30 Sekunden. Zuerst Crunch. 30 Sekunden. Machen die. Bitte. Kicks. Sit-ups. Einbeinige Toe touches, okay. Und das ist jetzt noch auf der anderen Seite. War schon. Wieder Reverse Crunch. Upp. So, touches. Einbeinige Sit-Ups. Ui. Jetzt anderes Bein. Denkst aus. 50 Sekunden. Ui, boah. Das war schon echt schwierig gerade. Uff. Wieder Sit-Ups. Hast du da drin sogar? Ja, so jetzt. Oh. Oh. Die andere Seite. Oh. Ah, das war schon. Letzte Entspannungsübung. Ui. Ui. Oh. Ja, wir waren jetzt sogar 10 Minuten. Ich hatte immer so durchschnittlich 120 ppm. Also, wenn man das. Oh, fertig. Als letztes machen wir noch 18 Minuten. Also das ist jetzt speziell für Läufer. 18 Minuten Marathon Strength Training Workout. 18 Minuten. Ah, perfect.
Hey guys, Vlad Excel here with another workout. Today it's part 1 for a specific beginner's marathon training. So this is going to be super basic. This is perfect if you've run maybe 1 or 2 marathons, you want to improve your time, you know, you feel like strength work could help. So this would be a perfect workout for you. It's super basic, so if you have ran sub 3-hour marathons, this might be a little bit too basic for you, but it could work well if you're coming back from an injury. So saying that, the workout itself is 16 minutes long, going at 40 seconds work, and then we get 20 seconds recovery. All right, we're gonna start super easy. This is a beginner's workout. So pretty simple. All we're gonna do in the first exercise, before I start the clock, standing on your left, just touching the toe, coming back up, touching the toe, coming back up. So side on, it will look like this. So I got a slight knee bend, coming up, coming down, just looking to touch my toes. So building that single leg stability, which is super important for runners. All right, so we're gonna go 40 seconds, go to the next exercise, continue non-stop for 16 minutes. All right, for today's workout, you do need maybe a light weight or a water bottle, because we do a combination of a bit of core work in the end, and a mat maybe as well to sit on as well, which you don't have to as well. So if you can grab a water bottle, you know, a little weight, that'll be perfect. You don't even get it, and we'll get started. All right, let's go. Single-legged deadlift, 40 seconds. So I'm starting with my left, nice and balanced. You see how my foot faces forward, and that's what you're gonna do with yours as well. So as runners, we gotta keep those straight lines, nice and controlled here. Very relaxed with my foot, so I don't want to be grabbing onto the ground. So single-legged stability is super important for runners. If you've watched my workouts before, see a lot of single-legged work. Running is a single-legged sport. All right, shake your legs, same thing, other side. So exactly the same thing. Again, side on. I got a slight knee bend, opposite hand to opposite leg. So I'm gonna be on my right, left touching, coming back. Super basic, but very effective. Right, so right foot balance, touch your big toe, come back up, nice and controlled. Touch that big toe, come back nice and controlled. If you are losing balance, just try and find a spot on the ground that you can focus on. Building that stability in your foot. All those little muscles around your ankles. Super important when you start running for longer distances. So obviously this workout is designed for people that do want to go a bit longer, probably the half marathon, marathon distance. All right, shake your legs. Next exercise, super basic, but super important. Just basic squats, side on. I'm really focusing on really sitting back. So I want to get to this point where I'm sitting back. I'm imagining I got a chair behind me and I'm going to sit, come back. All right, let's go. So feet just underneath your shoulders. We're not trying to rush through it. It's not about getting as many as you can. It's about getting good quality ones. So holding it for a second, coming back, building that glute strength, which is super important for runners, especially as you want to start going a bit longer. You've got to make sure that your glutes can handle the distance. Almost there, last 5 seconds here. All right, shake your legs, we're gonna do it again. So same thing, really basic squats. Side on again, I'm folding back. So I'm not folding forward, I'm folding back. So all my weight is on my heels. All right, deep breath. Let's go. Falling back, think about that weight being at your heels. Sitting back, nice and controlled with it, don't rush. We gotta go slow here. So this will be part 1 out of 4 videos, so 4 workout series that you want to be doing once a week each in your marathon training. Last 5 seconds here. All right, shake your legs. We got 20 seconds. We're gonna go back to single-legged strength and stability. Both hands on your hips. Find that balance. All I want you to do is lift to 90, come back, lift to 90, come back. So side on. I'll do the work. So I'm starting on my left, come back to 90, up. So it's 40 seconds of standing on one foot, so your other foot does not touch the ground. You don't want to break. We're really going to get that 40 seconds of standing on one leg, because we're going to build that strength and stability in your feet so you can go the distance. So really trying to get to at least 90 degrees, that way the hip flexor is working, getting that feel a little bit in your core as well. All right, 20 seconds, exactly the same thing this time. Right foot on the ground. So again, making sure that you face forward with the right foot. As runners, we've got to keep straight lines. We don't want to be doing this. All right, so we don't want an open foot. We want that foot closed. All right, hips are straight. Let's go. Nice and control. See if you can look forward. Get to 90 degrees. Bring it down. Again, like this whole workout, not a very hard exercise, but very, very effective if you do it correctly. Strength work is just like you're running. It's not about having a great session once or twice. It's about consistency in your training. All those little small efforts day in, day out, they pay off. Just like when you're training with your runs. Well done. So if you do have a mat, that's great. If you don't, that's okay as well. If you have a weight, that's great. If you don't, you can do this without it. Literally both feet off the ground, twisting from one side to another for 40 seconds non-stop. All right, let's go. So very, very controlled here. Shouldn't be too hard. And make sure it's only my upper body that twists. My legs are staying straight. So you don't have to have the weight. You can do this without a weight as well. You would still get a good workout out of it.
It's tougher.
Last 5 seconds here. All right, 20 seconds, catch your breath. We're gonna go exactly the same exercise, and that exercise will bring us halfway through the workout. Okay, so not a hard workout, as I've been saying this whole session, but very, very effective, especially if you're a beginner runner or a runner that really wants to improve their running. This could really, really help. All right, let's go again. Very, very controlled with my twists. I'm not rushing through it, so I'm not going as quick as I can. I really want to be very slow here. Come back to the center, find that balance. Go to the side, come back to the center, find that balance, then go to the next side. Right, so we're looking for that core stability as well. We're not trying to build a six-pack. We rather want to build that core stability that would help us while we're running to keep our running form strong, to keep us going for longer. All right, well done, halfway there. So all the exercises that we've done in this first half, we're going to go again. So again, starting with that left foot, single-legged deadlifts. All right, catch your breath. Let's go. Left foot first, right hand touching that big toe while that foot is nice and relaxed, okay? Don't grab onto the ground. We really want to be nice and relaxed with our foot. Just like when you're running, you don't want to be grabbing onto the ground. Otherwise, you might get shin splints. Nice and controlled through this. See, a lot of those exercises are focused on single-legged stability. Shake your legs, exactly the same thing on the other side. Catch your breath. Okay, gonna go on the right side this time. Again, I just spend a second just to make sure that you plant your foot in the right spot. Opposite hand to opposite leg, so left hand this time. Bend that knee slightly, come back up, nice and straight if you can. If you don't lose your balance like I just did. Very, very controlled through it. Come back. Losing a bit of balance here. Doing well. So obviously we're working on our glute, but also a lot of single-legged stability here. Alright, shake your legs. We're going to go to those basic squats that we did before. Side on again. I put all my weight back so my toes are pretty much almost are off the ground because I know that I got all my weight on my heels. Alright, let's go in 3 seconds. Deep breath. Let's go. Make sure that both feet are both feet are in line. Just go slow, don't rush through it. It's not a race. Nice and controlled. So you're focusing on putting on all that weight on your heels. That way we know that your glutes are going to do some work. Almost there. Last one. Well done. Shake your legs. We're going to do one more of them. You're doing well. We're almost there. Been through 11 out of 16 exercises. Take a deep breath. Same thing. So I got both my feet underneath my shoulders. We don't want to be too wide or too narrow. Just straight underneath your shoulders. Let's go. A tiny bit wider. So I'm focusing on falling back. That's why I have my hands in front of me. So I actually don't fall back. A lot of people do this exercise by going straight down. You know, we really want to focus here on falling back to this position right here. If you feel like you're really falling back, obviously you can have your hands even a little bit more further in front. That will help you just to go back a little bit more. All right, 20 seconds. We're going back to those hip flexor, single-legged lifts. So again, finding that balance. Lift, hold. Bring it down without touching the ground. Lift, hold. All right, let's do it. Left foot on the ground. Lift, hold. Come down. So I'm focusing a lot of focus on my hips. I really want them to be straight. So I don't want my hips to be out to the side or to the other side. That's why I have my hands on my hips and I can feel what they're doing. Up, control, up. Nice and controlled here. Doing well. Last 10 seconds here. I know it's not easy standing on one foot for 40 seconds. Shake your legs. Same thing on the right hand side this time. So running, when you run, you pretty much stand for a split second on each side. So we've got to make sure that we have the strength to stand on one foot for 2, 3, 4 minutes at a time. Right, nice and easy, 90 degrees here. Make sure you stay relaxed with your base foot, with the right foot this time. Really focus on getting to 90 degrees so the hip flexor can do a little bit of work here. And then staying straight with the upper body. We don't want to be falling forward. Doing well. Last 10 seconds here. We're almost done with this workout. It's another one in the bank. Just got to keep banking them in. Alright, well done. Last 2 exercises. We got 2 times the core twists. So again, you can use a weight. You don't need to use a weight. As long as you go slow and you really control through the exercise. Alright, let's go. Come back to the middle, side, middle, side. Try not to rush through it. Then it's about core stability. It's not about building a nice looking six-pack. It's about building a core that can keep your running form strong, keep you injury free. Very, very specific for running, endurance sports in general. All right, 20 seconds, last one. Catch your breath. Focus on bringing that heart rate down. We got another 10 seconds. Just a deep breath, last one. You've been doing well. All right, let's do it. Last one. Let's go. Side, middle, side. So I'm twist with both of my shoulders while my legs stay centered. Doing well. Last 20 seconds of this workout. Nice and controlled through it. We're almost there. Last 5 seconds here. Your core should be feeling it a little bit. All right, well done. So another workout done. Just like running, it's all about consistency. Hopefully you enjoyed this workout. I will be uploading part 2 of this marathon training for beginners. So make sure you check it out and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
So Leute, das war's heute auch mit dem Workout-Stream. Kann ich hier noch? Also die ersten 25 Minuten relaxed waren. Relaxed. 10 Minuten Bauch. Waren gut, ich hab's gefühlt. 18 Minuten war auf jeden Fall wichtig für Laufen. Und dann bei dem Russian Twist habe ich